So recently, my sister was asked to write an obituary for her daughter, my niece. The good news is my niece is not dead. She's fine. My sister was asked as part of the Every 15 Minutes program, which dramatically instills the horrors of drinking and texting while driving. The fake obituary is just the start. At school, a grim reaper arrives to call these dead kids out every 15 minutes to symbolize the stat that one kid dies every 15 minutes from such actions. A police officer then comes in and reads the obituary. The teen returns to class in white face makeup and a toe tag as cops send mock death certificates to the parents at home and at work. So how do you know this is a really bad idea? The kids love it. Consider the target audience who already love drama and romance death. Anyone remember how Romeo and Juliet ends? This exercise tells them that dying young brings fame. You're now the queen of the zombie prom. A while back, when teen suicides were rising, the police figured out that reporting on them led to copycat deaths. Once they asked local press to back off, the trend stopped. The lesson: teens romance post-death attention and run for the exit. This scam also insults actual grieving people who have had to write real, authentic obituaries. So why not focus on the drinking and the texting and the driving without actually glorifying death? Stick to real life. It is sobering enough. I don't know. I'm 49. I remember the good old days. Does anybody remember the movies like Red Asphalt, where you come to high school and they'd show you the films of like horrible car crashes and you never wanted to drive again? This is nuts, Andrea.
This is crazy. Whatever happened to making volcanoes out of paper mache?
Yeah.
I think the reason that they like this was because anything's better than trigonometry.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, this gets
That's
them
true,
out of the
though.
classroom, and they love doing anything but math. At least I did.
Yeah. But Eric, kids like this stuff because half the kids in high school are goth. They like death.
I think this might be a good idea, though.
Really?
I mean, look, one of the most rattling things that what my high school did was they took one of these car crash, the actual car,
And they move it to
they put it right in the parking lot, right at the front door, and say, you know, this was from someone who was drinking, who rolled his car, and he died. Dramatic. This is dramatic. I will tell you, but the best thing you can possibly do as a parent, don't ever text and drive. My son's learning how to drive with me. He's got a learner's permit. He's watching. He's driving sometimes. The other day, I was driving. I was texting like this. He turns to me. He goes, "Dad, you're kidding, right?" And the example you set to your kids is the one that they're going to take going forward. I've never done it again, and it's something you should never do. By the way, texting, I think, is of the... Honestly, eating in the car, drinking before you get in the car, texting is just as dangerous.
It is
as all
the
of
worst.
us.
Car and Driver did a study, and they say it's worse than even driving drunk.
Yeah,
Your response time is much slower.
Let me ask you this, Bob. Could you imagine being asked to write an obituary for your child? Isn't that just pretty gross?
I've been working on my own. I can't, I remember back in the days when it was duck and cover, except in our case it was the Confederacy sending bombs into our schoolhouse. But the whole idea of this thing is ridiculous. If you really want to do some shocking things to do what I had to do like about 4 or 5 weeks ago when I had to go identify a body of somebody who was killed in a car wreck at a morgue. That'll straighten them out.
That's actually a better idea because there's nothing romantic about actual death. Dana, this is play acting, which I think feeds into adolescent romanticism.
When your sister was talking about this the other day, I was kind of horrified by it. And you would imagine that I'm not saying your niece would be like this, but a teenager,
she loves it.
As she reads the obituary, she thinks, finally, my mom will appreciate me. Yeah. I wasn't asked to be born, but they'll miss me when I'm gone.
Exactly.
I think there could be a twist on this, though.
Yeah.
What if they made the students write the obituary for the victims? So somebody that they would be that they were responsible for the death, and they have to write the obituary for that
or the
person.
best friend.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. I remember. Do you remember McDuff? Was it
Yeah.
McDuff, the crime dog?
Right. Yeah.
He came in the classroom, and then like something happened, and he left, and then you had to be a witness for the
yes.
crime happened. You
Yeah.
know, I was very effective.
No wonder.
McDuff.
Yeah. Ever since then, you've been into dogs.
I think these movies and the TV shows and the what's the one that the Hunger Games? I think kids are desensitized to death. If you watch enough of it, when someone dies, in theory, it doesn't really upset you. But, I mean, as someone who's written 2 obituaries for my father and my brother, I wrote them in journalism school. They asked you to write your own. it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same, and it's not going to penetrate or resonate with these kids, I don't think.
Yeah. I think this program makes money off this. I think they train people to do this. They make hundreds of dollars per school, I imagine. I don't know.
What we really need is better voice recognition software so that if people really want to be able to talk to their friends, they can do it all through the phone, which is on speaker.
In heaven?
What do you?
No, Bob, on Earth.
I thought that's what you meant too. Oh, Bob and I are thinking alike.
Yeah, I thought we somehow or another you could transcend everything.